Welcome to the Two Guys, One Fantasy podcast. This week is going to be a little different. The sound and video might suck. Get over it. We're doing our best. Thanks for watching.
Hello? No, man, I'm about to do the podcast. Yeah, I'll give you a call back.
Oh man, okay.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Two Guys, One Fantasy. He's back. There he
I'm
is.
back. I took a vacation, but I'm back.
The less muscular Tyler is back on, the original Tyler, not the fake Tyler that
Walker.
having. The Jack dude that was sitting beside me last time.
He was gonna join us, but he's not joining us today because he thinks I'm gonna whip his ass.
Yeah,
because of all the bad choices he made.
He was nervous about his over-unders, which wasn't the worst. Could have always been better, but you know what?
Yeah, I mean, he could have done worse. He could have gotten zero, right?
He could have had zero. Yeah, exactly.
I have to apologize straight out the gate. I probably look like a bag of trash right now.
Yes, you do.
I just got back from vacation. I didn't come home until 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning.
Whew.
Our flight got delayed because of the hurricane that's coming around down south near Florida.
Damn you, Ian.
Yeah, damn you, Ian. And then the day before that, I went to the Bills game and they lost. So my track record for going to live Bills games, I think I am 0-5. The Bills are 0-5 when I go to the game. It's
worse because I go to Jacksonville to watch the Colts, and I think I've gone 3 times, and I think I'm 0-3.
I'm starting to think it might be me. Is it me?
It might be.
Oh, that reminds me. The hotel that we stayed at in Miami, they put us on the 14th floor. But you know what that means?
No.
Most hotels don't have a 13th floor. So the 14th floor is technically the 13th floor.
What does that even? What?
You've never heard that before? It's like a luck thing. It's like hotels for some reason when they make hotel, they don't like the idea of putting a 13th floor because they think it's unlucky. But technically, even though I was on the 14th
floor is still the 13th
floor. Yeah,
I gotcha.
I mean, a lot of bad vibes are checking around before the game, and it is what it is.
And then it ended up being a bad game for you guys.
I'll say this before we jump into the Thursday night football game. I want to kind of go, since I was at the game, I want to go over a few things.
Okay.
One, the heat had a lot to do with that game. And I'm not saying that's why Buffalo lost and Miami won, but it was like, the weather said it was like 92 degrees.
Yeah.
The heat index on the field, which I was there, said it was close to over 105.
True.
It was the hottest game that I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Bills players were falling out like crazy because of it.
Right now, the weather up in Buffalo is probably like 60 degrees or something like that.
Man, well, they're going to Baltimore next, so they're probably feeling okay.
Yeah, they're okay with it. They're okay with the 60-degree weather. You get to 105 though.
Miami was hot though. Second thing, as a Bills fan, if I hear another Bills fan say the only reason why Miami beat Buffalo was because of it was a second string defense, I'm gonna smack the shit out of them. Because that demeans how good our defense played this past Sunday. Because defense wasn't why we lost.
Well, and that's the thing too, that everyone's talking about, Miami, you beat the Bills second. I mean, they still had starters.
No.
It's not like it's not like you put a practice squad out there. Now,
exactly.
when people were saying that, they were taking away from Miami's win. I think Miami's a decent team.
I completely agree. And I think it takes away from Miami's win, and I think it takes away from how well those second string defensive players played for Buffalo.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, Buffalo's defense was the only reason why we were still in that game. Our offense was the problem.
Yeah.
Miami's defense came and played against our explosive offense the way they were supposed to, and that's why we lost. Not because of our defense, not because of our second string defense. They did what they were supposed to do. Our offense looked sloppy, looked tired, maybe a little too cocky.
I mean, you come from beating the Titans and the Rams 73-10 combined or whatever.
Yeah.
And they probably thought they were going to walk in and have no issue. And then
absolutely. So I think two things. I think Miami proved that they're a real team this year. They're playoffs. I'm going to say that right now. I think they're going to playoffs.
Okay.
Buffalo, I'm glad they got the loss out of the way because I think now they can kind of play with a little bit of reality. Like, oh shit,
especially coming up,
unstoppable.
Especially for this next game too.
Yeah, because I looked at our schedule. Our schedule is tough as hell this year.
Yeah.
We got Baltimore, Kansas City, Green Bay, Cincinnati, Miami again. New England, I know they're not the greatest, but I always feel like they always know how to play.
Rivalry.
Yeah. There's someone else. Cleveland, I think, and they're kind of doing good things, oddly enough. But we got a tough schedule, and I think getting that loss out of the way kind of grounded us a little bit. Yeah. But if I hear one more person, especially a Bills fan, go, "Oh, they only beat us because second string defense," I'm a pop them right in the face because it had nothing to do with that.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing too. Obviously, they played good enough because I expected Tua, like last week against the Ravens, Hill and Waddle, they all did. I mean, they still put up decent numbers, but not numbers like last week. And I thought for sure against a hurt defense that they were going to be able to do something. So I mean, absolutely. To me, the Bills defense did as much, like you said, they did what they had to do. Really,
absolutely.
Your offense just didn't do what it needed to do.
If you look at the stats, Miami's offense, it's not spectacular.
Right.
Like it's not necessarily bad, but it's not like off the charts spectacular. You expect them to win with those stats.
Right.
I mean, time of possession, yards, first downs, everything. Like Buffalo had like twice as much of it as everything as Miami.
Yeah.
We just couldn't finish. Like we were in the red zone multiple times, could not get points. Bad coach calling. Although I don't know if you watched it. The thing that they did at this end of the first half, I don't know if he meant to do what he did, Josh Allen, when he threw the ball instead of them spiking it and kicking the field goal and getting out of the first half with points.
Yeah.
It was just, they were all over the place offensively, and that's why we lost. So hopefully they can clean it up, and bravo to our defense though, because a lot of our defensive players had to come up there and they did what they were supposed to do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's Sunday's game. We're talking about Thursday's game now.
Let's go to Thursday last week real quick.
Well, actually, real quick, I just blabbed about Buffalo. Do you want to talk about it real quick?
No, I'll save it for the next one.
You want to save it for?
I'm gonna go crazy.
It's worth talking about.
What a win! What a win! I was screaming on the whole car ride. We're Walker. We're going to. We went to a race in Texas, so we had it up, listening to it on the radio and all that. And we punted the ball the first drive. Cool, whatever. They muffed the punt. We get the ball at the 5. I was going crazy.
Yeah.
Going crazy. Yes. Defense played hard, so I couldn't watch the entire we watched the first half pretty much. And then once we got to the track, I just had to like open it up every now and then and watch. I watched probably 5 minutes or so here and there. And I got to the last 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? I checked the score. It's like, we have the ball. We're driving. Jelani Woods, dog.
Oh, dog.
Rookie. 2 catches this year.
Yeah.
14 yards and 2 touchdowns this game.
Dog.
That was I was going. So we get the ball. We're driving. Cool. I'm like, man, we got a chance. 30 seconds left. We're on Kansas City 20, whatever the hell it was. Next thing I know, here's Matt Ryan to Jelani Woods. What a throw! What a catch! Everything. And
it was all nice.
I was going crazy at the race because of the race, and then going crazy because the Colts were winning.
Yeah.
I texted Tom, and I was like, let's go. And he goes, the Chiefs have done more with 8 seconds than any team in the league. He's like, it's not over yet.
That's true.
And I was like, no confidence. Come on, come back. Let's celebrate. We just scored, whatever. So the Chiefs get the ball. First play, of course, they get like 20, 30 yards. And I was like, oh, no, they just need a field goal.
Yeah.
Boom, next play, Stephen Gilmore. Dog.
I've always liked Stephen Gilmore.
What a great defensive play just to get the interception. Like he batted it, whatever.
Yeah.
And, I think it was McLeod who intercepted it. So it's a good game for us. I don't know. We only beat the superior teams, I guess. So if you're ranked in the top 5, the top 5 in the league, a team, then we're going to beat you. But if you're ranked like probably 32nd, I don't know. But I will say, I don't know. I won't get too crazy into it. Maybe the Jaguars aren't bad.
So I'm thinking, and this kind of goes along with what I was going to bring up, actually. I think at the halfway point, we should do a bonus episode where we look at our chart and see how well we're feeling about all of our picks.
Yeah.
And maybe do, like we were talking about before, maybe like 1 or 2 mulligans or something like that.
Yeah. Just switch it up, see what happens.
Yeah. But so like there are like 4 teams that I wasn't expecting a lot from that are doing better than expected. Jacksonville's one of them.
Yeah.
The Giants.
Yeah.
I'll even put, I knew Philly was going to be good, but I didn't know they were going to be this good.
They look real good.
And I know people might not agree with me. I think Washington looks okay.
They're a little iffy for me.
I think they looked bad in this last game against a superior team,
They
Philly.
look bad against the Lions too, though.
Oh, Detroit, it's another team that looks really good.
Detroit looks good. I like Detroit.
Yeah. But there's a lot of like almost under tier teams that are kind of creeping up, and a lot of over tier teams that are kind of falling down a little bit closer.
I think it's gonna be a nutty season.
It's already a nutty season.
Yeah.
Like if you drafted a running back in the first round, like with 10, 12 people, there's a good chance that your running back's not doing anything for you.
Right.
Like that's nuts.
All of it.
Jonathan Taylor hasn't done anything crazy. CMC hasn't. Dalvin Cook hasn't.
Yeah.
They haven't put up number 1 pick numbers. So it's a weird season.
It is. It'll keep getting weirder. We'll see what happens. We'll try to keep up with it though.
We will try to keep up with it.
All right. Let's
go to the Thursday night football game.
Let's go to last Thursday and just go over it real quick, right?
Woo!
So Browns and Steelers.
Let me tell you about my running back. I should have drafted, and I always have love for him. That dog, Nick Chubb, baby.
He did good. 113 yards and a touchdown on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had anything catching. Let's find out real quick. No, nothing catching. So still, that's a good
day.
Those are good numbers. Those are good numbers. I thought Pittsburgh did not look as good, although they did have a chance kind of at the end. They at least had a chance to try to go up and score.
Yeah.
And then the score obviously doesn't make it look like as close. I mean, I really didn't think it was a good game in general. Obviously, I mean, it was good for Cleveland, though.
Because I think we were able to watch like the second half of this game when we were on vacation, me and the wife. And I told her, I think it was the next day, like I almost lost sleep over it.
Yeah.
I am starting to become violently irritated with Pittsburgh's wide receivers.
They have good receivers. I think all 3 of them are decent.
The only one that has any excuse to maybe make a mistake, maybe, is George Pickens because he's a rookie.
Right. But that catch.
But what? Yeah, that catch was awesome.
Whew.
But like all this, so once again, we're seeing, for some reason, Pittsburgh's wide receivers, they had a chance to win it at the end of that game.
Yeah.
They were going against the clock. And who else but I believe it was Claypool again, just kind of moseying to his spot on the line, 20 seconds on the clock. Hey, don't worry about me. I'm just moseying. Bro, get to the line of scrimmage. Your team is trying to win the game.
Damn Notre Dame players. You can't trust them.
I can't. I want to punch him in the throat so bad. And then Deontay Johnson, or it might have been George Pickens, but he was offsides on that last drive trying to win or at least tie the game. Oh, okay. Like those wide receivers, they didn't there was a couple dropped catches, offsides by the wide receivers.
Yeah.
Taking their sweet ass time. Those wide receivers all need to get freaking wrecked. And I'm starting to think that ever since the Antonio Brown / Le'Veon Bell incident, that there's no discipline in that locker room.
No, not for them, I feel like.
So I really like Mike Tomlin, but holy crap, something's going on for the last few years, and I'm starting to have like no respect for the way they play.
Hey, well, he hasn't had a losing season, so
this is the year. This is one of my hot takes.
I think they get it. I think they'll find a way.
By one.
We'll see, though. So,
But
yeah, could have been a better game, but Browns got it. The Browns didn't look too bad. I'll give them that. Jacoby Brissett looked pretty good. Amari Cooper looked good, and obviously Nick Chubb. So once they looked good, they were fine.
are we wrong about Amari Cooper? I'm still not ready to say that I'm wrong yet.
No, I won't be ready until the end of the year.
He has impressed me, I think, the last 2 games.
Yeah, he's had some good numbers.
But I'm not expecting that all season.
If he does this though, and then they get Deshaun back, he might be he might be ready for something.
I'll eat crow if I need to eat crow later on in the season. But right now, I'm still not convinced.
Yeah, I'll stay with what I got for now.
Yep.
We'll go from there. Anything can happen.
Yep. But yeah, and that put Cleveland's in first place, right?
I think it's Cleveland and Baltimore tied for first.
Dang.
But I think it gives it to Cleveland because they have the division win.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So
if you would have told me that Cleveland would have been first in that division and then Cincinnati
at any point of the season.
Yeah, and Cincinnati would have been last.
Yeah.
Although I think Cincinnati is finally they figured it out, I think.
Do you now? Speaking of Cincinnati, week 4, Thursday night football.
Yep.
Dolphins at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I think this should hope. I'm hoping Tua is. It's going to be tough because he did have that big hit on Sunday, which they're looking into for his concussion. Because I don't know I don't know how he came back to the game.
Yeah, I think whether or not he clears before Thursday. So, like, if he clears the concussion protocol, he won't be the one that's punished.
No,
for him going out into the game. So he still has a chance of playing this Thursday.
Yeah, no, he won't be punished as long as he's good to go. I'm sure he'll.
Yeah, as long as it's
a tough turnaround coming up against a Bengals team.
Yeah, and was there any other injuries during that game for Miami?
I don't think any big ones.
Okay, so yeah, as long as he can clear the concussion protocol, which is a possibility, he should play.
The offensive tackle, Armstead.
Okay.
Says he didn't practice today, so he's questionable as well. But it says it's just his toe.
Gotcha. This one, I think, especially with how prolific the Bills' offense is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think the score was a little bit of a surprise for everyone. I think this is the game that might be the shootout that we were supposed to get from Miami and Buffalo this past Sunday.
Well, especially because the Bengals did finally get a. I mean, it was the Jets, but they still Joe Burrow put up some good numbers. He 275 and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
And then Taj Boyd was their number 1 receiver with 105, but he actually put up. It's the Jets, which I mean, I'm not going to sleep on the Jets right now. I can't sleep on anybody right now, but
yeah.
He played the Jets. They came out and they had a good win. So I think that's what they needed that after everything else that they've been through.
Yeah. And well, I mean, neither one of these teams have the best defense. Neither one of them have the worst defense.
Right.
I think Miami's defense did show up this past Sunday and they looked great.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way their defense is going to look the whole season.
Right.
The only thing that worries me is Cincinnati's O-line is still, for all they were supposed to do to fix it to help Joe Burrow, it's still trash.
Yeah, they still got to work on some other stuff.
Yeah. So Miami's defense might be good enough to, affect that O-line and affect Joe Burrow throwing the ball. It just depends on what Miami defense you're going to get.
Right.
But I think Joe Burrow, he's gotten all the rust, I guess, from that amazing season he had last year. He got all the rust off. He has, as of right now, I think T. Higgins, he's supposed to play this game, isn't he?
As far as I know.
Don't quote me on that, but I heard that because he didn't play this past.
He did practice. He did practice this week. So.
Okay. Something happened this past Sunday where he either didn't play or he got hurt in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, he's still going to play this Thursday. Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, Joe Mix. I mean, that's a really good offense, and they finally, I think, kind of figured it out. Plus, they're playing in Cincy, aren't they?
They're in Cincy, yes.
Yeah, so I'm telling you right now, that Heat. So I've been to several away games for Buffalo. Miami's home team crowd is probably one of the better ones. It is the best one. I've gone to a Tennessee game. It was a lot of Buffalo fans. Like, I heard Buffalo. I went to a Jacksonville game. It was all Buffalo.
Yeah.
This past Sunday, when I went to the Miami game at home, Miami fans were there. You could tell, and they caused a ruckus.
That's good then.
And plus the Heat.
It'll be all Bengals fans this week though.
Exactly. So I think that does affect that a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it should be a pretty good game. I think it's going to be a shootout more than this past Sunday was with Miami. So I'm expecting a fairly higher score, probably.
Yeah. Well, do you want to say your score?
We want to get that out of the way right now.
You just said score, so why not?
All right. I think kind of an upset. I think Cincinnati wins.
Okay.
Because I think Miami does have everything figured out. I think they're like, hey, we know exactly what we need to do to win. They're 3-0. They're a better team than a lot of people are giving them credit for. They're a playoff team. And Cincinnati's still trying to figure everything out, but I think they're on their way. And I think this game, they capitalize on that. And I think Cincy wins. And I think it's maybe not even, I said shootout, but I'm kind of going back. 28-24.
Dang, I had the score in my head, and I'll say it when we get there. Since I'm in Texas, right, we have about 10 minutes left, FYI.
Okay.
To let you know live. Okay. I also think it'll be a good game. I hope it's a good game, obviously.
Yeah.
I lean towards the Bengals. I was looking at it last night, and I was leaning towards them.
Yeah.
And I like the Bengals. I'm still going to go with Miami for now because I really like Miami's offense.
Yeah.
Just like the Tua to Hill and Waddle. The Hill and Waddle 1-2 punch, it's phenomenal right now.
If one of them doesn't work, it's usually the other guy that's doing perfectly fine.
It is working. So
yeah.
I like it. I'm going to pick Miami to win, and the score I have written down is 28-27.
Oh, dang it. We were that close.
Yeah.
We were that close.
So I think it'll be a good game. I hope it's a good game.
Yeah, I think it will be.
So we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Now, if Tua doesn't play, I would change my pick. I think I would pick the Bengals to win for sure, like outright. But
so you're claiming it right here.
I'm going off of Tua winning or Tua playing. I mean.
Gotcha. So you're just gonna have to commit to that, I guess, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is it my turn to give you over-unders?
It is.
Like give you the options?
Here's the standings somewhere right here.
Somewhere right there.
So boom.
Because right now we've only had one each. We're not counting Walker as mine.
4-1. I got week 1. Tyler got 3-2.
Yeah.
Week 2, and then week 3 we had Connor pick, and he was 2-3, which isn't awful. He could have been 0-5, but he wasn't.
He could have been.
2-3 might not be bad once we get other guests on here to do their over/under.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right. So I had to do this on the fly since we're doing this on the road. We're doing this live, baby. So let me get a couple of things here. Let's see here. We'll start off with Miami's defense.
Okay.
Like I just said, O-line for Cincy is questionable. Miami's defense looks like they could be pretty good. Over under 2 sacks.
Miami's defense over under 2 sacks, he says. I am a madman.
Okay.
Over.
Ooh. Okay. All right. So this is a Tua question.
Okay.
We'll kind of have to play it by ear if he doesn't play. Tua. Over under 22.5 completions.
Ooh, that's a tough one. The completions one. Under.
Under?
22 and a half?
Yeah.
Under.
Okay.
Do I want more? Yes, but I think he'll stay under, especially kind of being banged up.
Okay.
And I'll play a little safe. If for some reason he doesn't play, then that's an automatic check mark.
Okay. No, you can't do that.
I make the rules.
I don't think that's I don't think that's fair. Joe Burrow, over under 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Over.
Okay. Cincy's defense.
Oh, man.
Over under 1.5 turnovers.
Under.
Under?
Under.
Okay, so there's a little weird. So that butt punt that was at the end of the Miami Buffalo game, I'm counting that as a turnover.
That's if that happens. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, some stupid thing like that. If that happens, that counts as a turnover.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Joe Mixon. Over under 55 scrimmage yards.
Over.
You think so?
55 scrimmage yards? Yeah, I'm going with
All right,
over.
let me change it.
Nope, too late. You already said it. Yeah, 55 and a half. I think he can get that. Scrimmage yards? I think he'll be able to do that. I think it'll be. Yeah.
I think I meant to say 65, and then I was like, was that too high? And then I changed it.
Well, you can go to the middle and say 60 if you want.
Yeah.
60?
Yeah, over under 60. Okay.
Okay. I would have said over no matter what.
No matter what. All right, those are the 5.
Boom. You saw the standings. You saw the over under. Unfortunately, since we are remote, we do not have a lot of full time for a full episode, really. I guess we kind of got a full episode in, though.
What's a Thursday? It's a Thursday night football.
Right. So I guess it's just
so those are usually like 30 minutes.
Yeah. So we'll do some shout outs real quick. All right. You got any shout outs?
I'll shout out my wife again, just because we got back from vacation, just because we had a wonderful vacation, and back home, she's back at work and I have the week off, and she gets angry at me every time I mention that.
She's probably pissed.
Probably because I keep on mentioning that I don't have work this week, and she does.
I mean, I'd be the same way.
Yeah. But shout out to her. She's killing it, and I love her so much. I'm trying to think, was there anyone else that I want to shout out?
Volleyball team.
We have a game tonight that you're not going to be there for.
I won't, but I'll be there in spirit.
Okay. You got any shout outs?
Yes, I'll give one to my wife too. She's at home with the kids. She's been there for 10 days by herself.
You know what? Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. Go ahead and make that face again. I'll show her this video. So why not give her one? Because she's doing good.
Yeah.
And then I'll give one to Walker since he couldn't be here.
Shout out to Walker.
Shout out to Walker.
He was supposed to be here.
Hey, Walker's jacked.
I'm gonna get like a little radio button that every time he's there, it's gonna be like jacked.
Hey, if we get that good with the radio buttons, we'll be the best podcast around.
Maybe if he's up for it, maybe we can have him on the next episode for the weekend.
He said he'd be on another one for sure. So that's good.
Oh, he just decided that?
Pretty much. That's fine. So
whatever.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching, people. We'll be
back.
We'll be back hopefully Thursday. I should be home. Or Friday.
Yeah, so we'll actually be in our dining area.
Yeah.
Podcast area.
Our normal space. So
yes.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Bye everybody.
Thanks again for watching Two Guys, One Fantasy Podcast. Please give us a like on everything and check out our Instagram and Facebook pages.